Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I am your host, Chris Shanafel, and I am now joined by 2014 NFL Draft prospect, cornerback out of Jackson State University, Qua Cox. Thanks for joining the show, Qua. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm great, and I gotta say it's a pleasure to have you on the show. We're gonna be talking about your football career, and looking back, coming out of Booker T. Washington High School, you decided to attend Jackson State University. Can you just tell us why you felt JSU was the best fit for you?
I just felt like Jackson State was the best fit with me to get out of town. It's been like going out and viewing the world. Because the town that I'm from, Tuskegee, Alabama, is a small town, and there's nothing down there, so it'd be good for me to get away and just enjoy life and see new things and meet new people.
I see you ended up redshirting your first year in 2009, and it was in 2010 when you played in all 11 games, recorded 29 tackles, 7 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. Were you satisfied with the type of season that you put up during your first year, being able to be on the field as a Jackson State Tiger? Were you satisfied with that first year you had?
Well, I mean, I'm never satisfied at the end of the years that I had because I know I left plays on the field that I wish I could have back. But I actually had 6 picks my freshman year, and I got 4 of them took back from penalties, like the defensive line versus the quarterback or somebody size or something like that. Yeah, so I mean, it was a pretty good year, but I think I could have did better.
Wow, so 4 interceptions were taken away right from your hands. How disappointing is that? You know, you get the ball, you're returning it for a few yards, maybe a touchdown, and then you look back and you see there's a penalty and the ball's coming back.
Man, that's right there for a defensive back is so harsh. you never want them kind of calls. Anytime you get a chance to get your hand on the ball, you want it to be an interception to the house, and you don't want no penalties called on it. Sometimes, you got chances on certain plays that you can't control, so you got to go to the next one.
Entering the 2011 season, Qua, did you expect to be the starting cornerback, or did you just make plays in practice, and once the season started, you were named the starter?
Well, I'm always expected to start when I'm coming in. If I'm not number one, I feel like I ain't doing something wrong, or I need to work on something else. I mean, it's just something about me, man. I'm so hard on myself. People say I shouldn't be that hard on myself, but I feel like I have to in order to keep going in the direction that I'm going in.
Man, I love it, man. I love the confidence and determination I already hear from you, man. And we're only, 3 minutes into this interview. I love it, man. You put up 35 tackles, 9 pass deflections, and led the team with 3 interceptions that 2011 season. Now, the success that you had in 2011 set up for a very successful 2012 season, as you were able to record 50 tackles, 13 pass deflections, and you led the SWAC in interceptions with 5. Why were you able to have so much success in 2012?
Well, I mean, the 12 season, I was just looking to help my team to get to this SWAC championship game that I never got to. Like, I never played in a championship game since I've been playing for my whole career. So I was just so focused getting to the championship that I was focused in on watching film every day, sitting down talking to my coaches about different plays and trying to come up with different plays for everybody to capitalize on the defense. It just took me to a whole nother level, man. It's just like I just focused on a lot of stuff this season.
And with the type of season you had in 2012, did you ever think about foregoing your senior year at Jackson State to enter the 2013 NFL Draft?
Well, I thought about it plenty of times. It went through my mind a lot, man. But when I sat down and talked to my brother about it, coming from a small school, it really wasn't a good idea. And then I looked at all the juniors that was coming out in 2012 that would have pushed me back in the draft anyway. So I just decided to come back and play my senior year and try to help my team get back to the SWAC championship, which I did, but we didn't come up with the win. So, I mean, everything happened for a reason, I see. I mean, we had the game in our hands, but it's just the way at the end. I just feel like some things is just meant to be, and that day it just wasn't meant for us to win.
Well, like you said, the Jackson State Tigers finished the season 8-4 and was able to play in the SWAC championship game. Where unfortunately you guys did fall to Southern, 34-27 double overtime. Shortly after that game, it was announced that head coach Rick Comagee was fired. I got to ask you, what was your reaction after hearing this news? I got to think it was a surprise.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked to it. I really didn't see that coming. By us going to the championship back-to-back 2 years, I can understand we lost it, but you can't win every game, and you can't take back the mistake that you had in the game. So it kind of a shock to me. So I was so shocked when I heard it. People was calling me left and right, and I'm like, I'm kind of shocked to the news too.
Right. And this past season, you recorded 32 tackles, 6 pass deflections, and a fumble recovery. You guys were able to get to the SWAC championship game. You know, even though you guys lost in that game to Southern, you can't count this season as a success, as a failure, can you?
No, you really can't, because like I said, you can't win them all. It was just one of the days, and they weren't meant for us to win.
Now, not just this past season, but overall, Qua, how would you describe your experience at Jackson State University?
Well, I had a good experience at Jackson State. I had awesome coaches like Coach Hayes, Coach Dancy, and Coach Knight. And Coach Comagee is a very big coach that I ever played for. I mean, if I can do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing about it.
Throughout your entire college football career, in your opinion, and I know you've made a lot of them, what has been the biggest or most memorable play that you've made?
The biggest play that I made, it has to be this past season. It was fourth quarter, and we was down. It was up. We was up, and it was fourth quarter. We were playing against Alabama State. And it was third down. It was 3rd and 10. And Alabama State was on their own end zone. They was in their end zone, and they had to come out. We were on coverage. It was no help over top. Safety blitzing, linebacker blitzing. You got to hold your own as a DB. I got beat on a post, but somehow I just thought about it in my mind that championship game from 2012 when we got beat on that long deep ball post. That's the only thing that was going through my head when I saw that ball going in the air. That somehow I just speeded up and came out of nowhere and knocked the ball down to save the game, to win in the fourth quarter.
It sounds like you remember that play like it was just yesterday.
Yeah, man, I look at that play all the time. And people up here at the Senior Bowl, they ask me about that play because that's the play that they remember.
Chris Shanfeld talking with 2014 NFL draft prospect, cornerback out of Jackson State University, Qua Cox. And Qua, a few weeks ago, you were actually able to spend some time in South Carolina with other NFL draft prospects from all types of different schools to participate in the Medal of Honor Bowl game. How was it like to, be a part of the very first Medal of Honor All-Star game?
And it felt great, actually. And then, by being the first Medal of Honor game, we actually won. So it was kind of great for me the first game, and then actually winning it. Our American team, we won it 20-0. And it was a great experience. How they had everything set up out there for practice. It was scouts all around the field. When we got there doing practice, I mean, I never saw anything like that. So I was kind of excited to be there.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure that victory makes it much more better. The first ever Medal of Honor bowl game, you won it, the American team. You mentioned the scouts. There were over 100 NFL scouts in attendance at the Medal of Honor bowl game. What were some things that they were saying to you, and what are some things that they're just saying about Qua Cox in general?
Well, they were just saying that they liked my footwork and my techniques, that they saw me at practice, and most of the scouts, they talked to me during school, so I really didn't talk to that many because I had on that school. They were just speaking to me, and then they was just happy to see me down there at an All-Star game, especially coming from a small school, so that was kind of good. They said they liked the way I was competing with the other guys from big conferences, so it was pretty good.
All right, man. So I know you want to play for any professional team that gives you the opportunity, but it sounds like you're familiar with some of these scouts. After talking with some of them, maybe getting to know a few of them, is there a certain team that sticks out to you more than others that you'd like to play for?
I really can't say, because basically all the scouts that come, they basically talk about the same thing. As in, like, you know, what's your 40 time? What's your 40 time? Because I never ran the 40, like, period. So everybody wants to know my time. And that's basically everything. Every time they come in there, they ask for it. So, I mean, they all the same right now. But you got some scouts that like you got some scouts that hate you. But it's all good, though.
Qua, I can't let you go without asking you, what's your 40 time?
I have no idea. I still haven't ran it yet. I'm still training on it.
No, I'm just messing with you, man. But a couple days ago, during the Senior Bowl practices, a cornerback out of Oklahoma, Aaron Colvin, went down with a very unfortunate injury as he tore his ACL. After that injury, obviously he wouldn't be able to play in the Senior Bowl that takes place on Saturday. So they made a call up to Qua Cox out of Jackson State, and they felt that he would be the best replacement. Now I know you just got to Mobile yesterday, I believe. How's it treating you out there, man?
It's treating me pretty good, but first off, I want to send a prayer out for my boy AC, man. I mean, he trained down there with me in Miami. So, actually, I talked to him the same day that he got hurt. And, like, the day before he left to come down here to the Senior Bowl, he told me that, man, when I get back, man, we're going to hit hard, man. We're going to grind, man, you know, trying to get to the next level and do all that. But when I got the news, man, I was just so broken down about it, man, because that just hurt an athlete, especially a young man coming out of college and trying to take his game to the next level and get injured by trying to show his talent at an all-star game. But like I said, things happen for a reason, man. You know, I just wish him the best in the fast recovery.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're grateful for the opportunity, but it sounds like it almost hurts because it sounds as if Aaron Colvin is your friend, and you know you never want to hear about anybody going down with an injury, especially with a serious injury like a torn ACL. Can you just give us an update? Is Aaron doing well?
Can't hear you. What you say?
Is Aaron Colvin doing well right now? I mean, I know he's having a tough time out there, especially after this tough news. But it sounds like you're a friend of his. Can you just give us an update?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing pretty fine, man. He's at the house just recovering slowly. He had surgery already, but he's doing pretty good actually.
Well, it's kind of hard to move on from that tough news, but I'll just go ahead and ask you: Are you excited to finally play in another All-Star game like the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, I'm very excited, man. This is what I always wanted to play in. I grew up, looking and watching the Senior Bowl, and I saw all the great ones come through here, and I was like, one day I want that to be me. Mm-hmm. And it actually came into reality. It was a dream that I dreamed about day in, day out. And I just got the call, like, on a Thursday morning from Phil. He was just like he needed another corner. He was like, man, I know you've been tweeting me, been going there, trying to get in touch with me, trying to get in the game. He was like, man, you're finally in the game. How long can it take till you get down here? I'm like, man, I just didn't know, like, what to say. It's like my heart just dropped. I was like, man, coming from a small school, a lot of people don't get these type of chances, so I'm going to go on down here and take advantage of it. I made some plays, I gave up some plays, but the coaches said they liked how I just came out there first day of practice, and I competed with some of the best players that they have right now coming out in the draft, receivers, so I think I did pretty good, and the news was just kind of shock to me.
Hey, man, you're in these All-Star games for a reason. And, Qua, just a few more questions for you, and then I'll let you go. I really do appreciate your time, man. Now, according to NFLDraftScout.com, you are ranked the 73rd best cornerback out of all 288 of them that'll be entering the 2014 NFL Draft. Do you pay attention to things like that, where you're ranked and where people have you going in their mock drafts?
I really don't worry about the mock draft and what people doing when they rank the draft. All it takes is one team to fall in love with you, and that's who you'll be with. That's all I'm waiting on, just that one phone call. All it takes is one team.
When did you find out that the NFL can not only become a dream, but it could become a reality?
Well, I actually found that out on my junior year. Junior, I had a standout at Jackson State. I was a standout, and I had an awesome season. And people was coming in, talking to me, wanting to check my size out and get to know you. And I talked to a couple guys that's already played football. Like I talked to Ladarius Webb, I talked to Sonoris Moss, and all those guys. And they was just telling me about, just stay focused, man. Just stay focused on the task in hand. They was like, get your education first. They was like, you get that. Ain't nobody take that away from you. Football will be there, but just stay focused. And I just kept pushing for it, man. Just kept pushing for it. I said, I always thought about the senior bowl. I put it out there. I said, that's what I'm shooting for. And at the end of the day, I'm here at the Senior Bowl, and just try to put up numbers in this game on Saturday.
You mentioned Ladarius Webb, Sonoris Moss, some NFL veterans. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're actually a brother of James Patrick, former NFL player. He spent some time in the NFL, and he's actually in the CFL. He's an all-star out there. Is that right?
Yeah.
What kind of advice has he given you? What kind of support has he given you?
Well, me and my brother talk about a lot, man. I mean, we got a bond that no one can ever take. It's like, I feed off of him. It's like when he was playing, and we played on the same day, or he played a day before me or a day after, like I used to watch his games, and we used to just compete against each other. And like, who get the most picks? Who gonna get to pick this game? Do this or do that. And he just pushed me and motivated me, man, to actually want to go out there and play harder, just because the stuff that he showed me when he was coming up. Like when he got drafted in the second round to the Buccaneers, and he took me out there with him. I had moved out there with him in Temple, and we was out there, and he told me I went to the facility, got a chance to meet a couple guys like Caleb Williams, Joey Boy, and all them guys. John Gruden, I got a chance to sit down and talk to them guys, and it just really opened my eyes to football, and I just kept pushing for it.
Let's say, for whatever reason, Qua, there's an NFL general manager out there listening to this very interview. Why should he want Qua Cox, cornerback out of Jackson State University, on his team?
First of all, I'm a hard worker, man, and I'm going to do anything I can to help my team win. No off-the-field issues. First man come in, last person leave, and just ready to play ball for him.
If you compare yourself to a cornerback currently playing in the NFL today, who do you think that would be and why? Now, by the sound of it, it sounds like you don't like to compare yourself to players, but who do you think that would be, Qua?
Well, I really don't like to compare myself to players, but he got to be Janoris Jenkins that plays with the Rams. I look at him, and I look at myself and be like, he the same height, same size. And when he on the field, we basically just play the same way. He's quick, I'm quick. He break on a lot of short passes, I break on a lot of short passes. It's just a person I compare myself to.
Now, Janoris Jenkins is one of the most physical cornerbacks in the NFL, in my opinion. And there's that little rumor going around saying that cornerbacks are weak; they don't like to hit. What about you, Qua Cox? Are you afraid to hit?
Oh, well, I guess we have to just see. I guess we just have to see. We'll run up on one side. We'll just have to see. I ain't gonna say nothing, but you'll see.
That's probably the greatest response I've received ever, man. Now my final question for you, Qua, and that is, how excited are you for all this stuff to take place? The NFL Combine, your pro day, the 2014 NFL Draft. I got to think you're really enjoying this experience.
Yeah, man. I mean, stuff just happening so fast, left and right, man. I just, we're just trying to still take it all in and just see that it's reality, man. Like it's not a dream anymore. It's really happening. It's kind of fun, man. Enjoying the process.
Hey, man, not everybody could say, coming up in May June, July. Not everyone's going to be able to say they're an NFL cornerback, an NFL player at that. And Qua, with that being said, congratulations on a very successful college football career at Jackson State. Best of luck in the Senior Bowl. I really do appreciate your time, man. Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to myself and our listeners?
I'm just glad you called and had me on your show, man.
Hey, the pleasure was mine. Once again, best of luck, Qua, and hopefully we keep in touch. Take care, man.
All right, you do the same.